because we're going to take calls like we're going crazy.
Yeah. So I just have a couple other things I wanted to touch on, right? With the launch of Color Me Orange. You remember that was to appeal to the very same folks who have issues today. And this was launched at the Hilton, right? Now reading here from an article, The Guardian, dated Thursday, November 15, 2011. Guys, they invited all of the potential beneficiaries of this program to come down to Hilton, right? And when they got to Hilton, what do you think they met? A heavily armed contingent of riot police. You know, because basically the Prime Minister wanted to say to them, look, you all never see come see, I know they come to Hilton for the first time. I know you all could be rabble rousers, so yes, so riot gear, heavily armed police. Deal with them. Because we know.
She bounced your head.
Yeah. But the program was supposed to run for 3 months, I think from February, March, April. And they were paying them $69 a day. And while she was giving her speech, there were calls from the audience for the program to be extended. Here's how she responded. You all are not going to bully me today. We will give it consideration. Right? Hands up. Out. Up. Out. Up. Out. Down.
Dominic, you come for them. I love it. You come for them. Hands up. Dominic, get me that.
Yes.
You know, when you're going to school in primary school and you line up for assembly to draw the attention and to take away all over the place.
Yes.
Talking in the line, they wouldn't stop talking. They only turning wrong, my back wet. The teacher is a pass on with a stick. Wet back, you come on the line. Wet back, you come on the line. And then when they find you're not settling on, the principal ball, okay, hands up. Leave it there. Hands down. Hands up. Don't move. Relax. Breathe. Breathe out. Hands down. And you there wondering, well, what the hell wrong with this? So she had my hand hurting me. We get a scenario that, Color Me Orange.
Yes.
That was the Prime Minister talking.
That was the Prime Minister talking.
Yes.
Yes. And you know, Scripture tells us, he who is faithful in little will be faithful in much. And he who is dishonest with little will be dishonest in much. Right? And here it is that we have the leader of a party who loves to call herself the Prime Minister in waiting. Right? But you show that you have issues with honesty, with simple things. That when you could go on a political platform and say to your members, this current administration hasn't built a single house in the last 4 years. And you have people sitting in the audience, living in houses, HDC houses, that they know were built in the last 4 years. And they're so dishonest. And it's the hypocrisy that I can't take.
Yes.
They know that. And then she held a press conference the day after Dr. Rowley had his Mind Your Business session and repeated the same thing. And not one member of the media challenged her on that.
They're not going to do that?
When it is that she could stand on a platform and say that when we were in government, we did not demolish a single house, not one. But the Rowley administration is just a mashup. And then I could go on YouTube and pull up where it is within a matter of weeks of you coming into office, you demolished several houses in Cashew Gardens.
That's right.
You were interviewed by the media. There's an article in The Guardian where you said, your next place you're going is Tilbury to demolish houses there, and you did it so much so that a man's house fell on him and he started to bleed from his ears and his mouth and had to be taken to the hospital. But you will stand on a platform and say, we did not demolish a single house, and they give you a big clap for that. Yes, Rowley, wicked and evil, right? That when it is that again, as a political leader, you are supposed to be uniting the citizens of this country, whatever the difference is. And you could stand on a platform and say, the reason why this Rowley government don't want to open the Cuba Hospital or the UE campus in Debe is because they perceive South to be Indian. What type of response do you expect to get from that? And then you love to say that the Rowley administration, that the wicked, the evil, the racist, the 1%. But you give out, in the last week before the election, 15 leases to the same 1%. You give one man 4 acres of land for $1 a year for 30 years.
That's a motor park coming on.
Yes, to build a car park, to hold 1,000 cars to benefit his business establishment, and then he was supposed to lease that back to the CDA for $900,000 a month.
But you saw something on Facebook pertaining to that?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You saw it? Okay.
44
I'll
leases given out for lands down in Chagaramas. That the population marched against what was taking place in Chagaramas while you were the Prime Minister. People from all walks of life came together to march against that. And here it is that your economic transformation plan for 2020 to 2025 says that should you be given a second mandate, you're going to continue the same thing that the population said we don't want. You promise, they love to say the PNM means promises never materialize because they promised a whole set of legislation that they didn't bring. You promised term limits for Prime Minister. Where was that legislation? You promised recall legislation. Where was that?
Still waiting.
You promised fixed election dates. Where is that?
Still waiting.
Instead, what you gave us? The runoff bill. Yeah. For the first time in this country I ever saw, Mr. Chance, people from all walks of life. You remember we had a marathon vigil at the waterfront. People were sleeping night after night. We were taking a relay, so the people who spend the night, our next group would come the following morning and stay till 12 o'clock, and then somebody else would come after 12, and we protested that. And I remember that night when we were there, and someone of them pulled the blinds and laughed. I ain't gonna say who it is, you know? Yeah. But that is what they offer as governance. That Mr. Prasad Bisasa could tell us when it is one of your ministers is seen in a video, you ask them for a report and then come and say, that was PNM Photoshop. So what I saw and what I heard, I confused. I didn't see what I think I saw and I didn't hear what I think I heard.
So Dominic, what you are saying there is possible based upon that type of leadership.
Yes.
That we could get Anil Roberts in the Senate.
Correct.
We could get Cyril Rambichan as the president.
Yes.
And we could get Supersad as the Chief Justice.
Mm-hmm.
This Chief Justice here that they want to impeach. They will run ahead to impeach him.
Yeah.
And there's our next fella. You see Prasad fella waiting in the wings. Remember?
Yes.
So he could be the Chief Justice then.
Yes.
And then when Ms. Paula Milwick's term finishes in 2023, we will get Cyril Rambichan as the president.
No.
Huh?
No.
Up to now, we still can't get a proper explanation for Section 34. And when the then president wrote to her to ask for an explanation, basically she dismissed him. You fast on out a place to ask me that. And what was the outcome? Well, that was the end of his term, right? His term came to an end in 2013.
Jenny had a funny now.
Yeah, man.
Excellent,
Dominic. Excellent.
Boss, I just followed.
All right, so Trinidad and Tobago and the World Bank Extension today, we're giving you information. The choices are yours. It's either you want a leader that is honest, a leader that can delegate, a leader that can communicate, a leader that is confident, a leader that is committed, a leader with positive attitudes, a leader that is creative, a leader that can inspire you, a leader with empathy, with accountability, a leader that is enthusiastic, focused and drive, or responsible. Or you can get one that is dishonest, one that cannot delegate, one who cannot communicate, one is how should I say, not confidential at all, uncommitted. The attitudes are unpositive and unpatriotic. We can get all of that. The choices are yours. Welcome, Jenny.
Good morning, Miss Felix. Hardworking Miss Felix. And this distinguished panel that I'm here. This is not a round table. We square and we ain't fitting in no circle. So it's not square pegs and round holes. This is square peg and square hole. Right? We call it a hole no matter what it is. The Prime Minister would have rang the election bell. He said it's the 10th of August.
Jenny, you can take all the mass. Right.
He said it's the 10th of August. So I in election mode. I ready. I ready. We talking leadership.
Yes.
We'd have heard Mr. Pilgrim spoke about leadership. We'd have heard Mr. Chance. We'd have heard Dominic. And I'm saying this morning, it all sums it up, you know. One of their own, because once it's an Indian, they like to say it's one of their own. But when it's from the Caribbean and Trinidad and Tobago, it's all of we own. But one of their own, again, Dr. Vishnu Bishram, he would have summed it up. This is what he said about Indian leadership in the Caribbean. He said, Indian leaders are more to the trappings of cocktail parties, first-class travel, five-star hotels, of being in office rather than bringing about meaningful change in society or genuinely representing the interests of their supporters. Appeasing the other side and neglecting their own supporters because the hallmark of their policy, filling their own pockets through kickbacks, awarding government contracts, became their number one priority. They did everything to make a quick buck for themselves, and then they set up close relatives in business rather than doing something to ameliorate poverty and suffering to their supporters or the society as a whole. Loyalty rather than competence was rewarded. The Indian party became the party of one-man rule. Doesn't that describe Al-Makeh, Baker, and she bunch of traitors? Have they ever really loved the interests of this country? You hear Mr. Pilgrim say, they wrote a letter to the ambassador of America to put sanction of us for all antiquated treaty that is not even recognized by United Nations. The implication of that is putting sanction on we. Me, you, the poor Indian in Debe, Pinal, Separia. The poor people, they like to call we ghetto in Laventille and Beatham and those areas, they put sanction on we. We would have suffered and feel brunt, not to our money. Look how Dr. Rowley handled the COVID situation. All you think of this picture, no? America have 50 how much states, Dominic? 50? 50 states. One of the states, Trinidad and Tobago, could fit in one state, must be about 3 times. The whole of America had 100 and something thousand deaths. And they're saying by the end of the year, it could rise to 250,000 deaths. Trinidad and Tobago have 1.5 or 1.4 million people. If 100,000 people dead any morning in Trinidad and Tobago, all of we get in touch. Whole families will be wiped off. Bodies will be in the road, rotten, because nobody to bury them. Health care workers will fall along in the streets, dying. Kamla Pasabi says, when the borders open back. America took too long to close the borders. America took too long to do testing. America took too long to do everything. And now 100 and something thousand people in the whole of America. And I 50 states, so that the whole of America. In Trinidad and Tobago, they opened back the borders. 150 and more we could dead. That almost all of we mother, we father, we sister, we children. That's all I want. And now the Minister of Health would have said, the trend is now that little children getting COVID-19.
Yeah.
So that is your children.
Yep.
All who, me care how bad he is, what bad boy who writing what, only has somebody, only love all the children, only want to see them dead. Have you ever seen somebody suffer who cannot breathe properly? You want to see that for a little child? That is what Kamla Pasalbi said, and she sat there with her doctors. Mr. Khan, who said, open it up, let we get it. You go build antibodies.
Yeah, antibodies when we dead.
Open it up.
They're not antibodies, they're dead bodies.
The Prime Minister in waiting said, the weather, we know we have 2 weathers in this country, hot and wet. It can't be the wet. So we know she's talking about the sun. That will help. Brazil closer to the equator, did it help them? That is the leadership all they want. Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley, the first time, as Mr. Chance would have told me, transformational would have been mentioned is Sir Hilary Beckers. Am I not right?
Yes, yes.
And I'm saying I'm the second person. Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley is a transformational leader. He said he's going to make a new society. He even went about and he got 4 distinguished persons to rewrite the Caribbean history of Trinidad and Tobago. It's in a book. We hope it will be put in schools. Transformation. And you see, but he's a scientist. His mind is logical, clinical. When you think about things, it's empirical evidence. Not about no sun, not about no drink punching and lime. Not about taking, what was the thing they wanted us to take? That was killing people? Not about that. It's about data-driven. And we have to compliment the healthcare professional, Dr. Paris Ram, Dr. Trotman and others who would have said, listen, this is how we're doing it based on World Health Organization, PAHO. This is step-by-step, clinical and critical. All you want to bring that woman back into office, all you be wicked, all you wicked to all yourself and Sharon. If it's one thing, show Dr. Rowley all the gratitude. And not only that, Rasta people are talking to all of this morning. Rasta community, I'm a part of that.
Yes, man.
Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley, we could sit down and smoke with jam in peace. We could roll it, we could burn it, we could walk with 33 gram and we and police can't do nothing.
Yes,
We could plant 4 trees in we yard and we neighbor could watch and twist him out all she wants, she can't call no police. We don't have to like no incense and hide to smoke with jam, we building it.
Yes.
We building it and we smoking it. We could go and give a religious and sacramental thing in churches and burn it as sacrament. No police say come in there. When last you hear the burn down a wheat field in Trinidad and Tobago?
Yeah.
We are the wheat eaters. They ain't had no time with that now because it decriminalized. And watch me, Rasta people show all your gratitude.
Yes.
Because coming out of that, all they could get license to plant ganja.
Yes.
All they could export ganja. It's not that all they always wanted to smoke the herb in peace. Brother Sterling. All the Rasta, the Bobo Shanti up in Tanapuna, up Madu Hill, up Wharf Trace. Show all your gratitude. If it's one time in all your life, all your vote for Dr. Rowley because if it wasn't for he, police still all the hole and all for small thing. And what about it? The AG and them release them fellas and them who inside jail for small amount of ganja. They there for 4 years, rotten 5 years. He released them. Oh God, show their gratitude now, man. Only want a woman she was there for 5 years. She ever do that for all you? She ever do that? All the advocates are ganja. Just like you can make a little cookies. You can make a... Watch me now. All they don't be disrespectful, eh? The man respected the Rasta community. Give that man that vote, boy. If it's the only thing all they ever do. Yes. Show their gratitude. Give Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley and the MP in the area. Come out, Rasta people. Don't be disrespectful now. We have it nice. We building it, we burning it. You know what? All they go and build it and burn it. On the 10th of August, come out in your numbers. I am telling all you, this is leadership we're talking about. This ain't no joke, people. The bell has been rung. All you hear my voice, I ready, you know, I have my bell. All you come out, when all you hear that come out, I ready, you know. All you don't disappoint. Don't bring back that woman, you're talking about 200-something thousand deaths in this country with COVID. Come now, man, young people, all you know the truth, you know. All you is the future, all you watching us on the internet, all you seeing with us, all you not all yourself. Dr. Rowley and the PNM and the health professional, if it wasn't for them, and of course prayers, we would not be in this situation. Only 8 deaths, unfortunately. 1 is too much, but 8 deaths. A big country like America, 100 and something thousand. Brazil, Italy had bodies line up. Them more developed than we, them as first class. They say we're a republic. Where's a banana republic? We healthcare system is the worst. We really, what happened to America? What happened to Italy, Europe, England? What happened to them healthcare system in first class? Or watch me now, people. This is it, you know. This is it. We've been hit. We've been hit with the truth. The truth from Dominic, Mr. Chance, Mr. Pilgrim, from Miss Felix. We've been hit. We've been hit with the truth, and the truth is the only party, Rodney Child said it, to take us out of the morass that we wasn't in 2010-15 is the People's National Movement. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, man.
You know, I want to commend Jen, you know. And one of the things she said where she distinguished Dr. Rowley's leadership is the fact that he's a scientist. Yeah. And he knows about clinical applications. He knows about decisiveness. And a lot of people don't know that he is the most prominent volcanologist in the Caribbean.
That's right.
Whenever something happens, whenever there's an explosion of a volcano, earthquake, Dr. Rowley is called upon. So he knows how to take scientific advice as against Kamala, who looking at the weather. Who telling people, oh, the weather will cure you. You will not get COVID. That is the kind of leadership we want. Is it?
And Errol, You know what? I know Ms. Felix want to go right off the callers, which I think is very important. Excellent, Jenny, excellent commentary. I just want to say as well that I listened to Justice Corcoran. In fact, I was in the court, I was in the court when he was talking about Chief Justice Iwer Archie, and when he was talking about Dr. Rowley's response on the matter. Here is what Justice Corcoran said about Dr. Rowley, how he dealt with this matter with respect to the Chief Justice, I want you to listen to how he described this leader. He said he was balanced. He said he was logical. He said he was sober. I don't know. I don't know who he was thinking about. He said he was mature. That is how he described him. And that is what Justice Corcoran was talking about. You know what he was talking about? Is Dr. Rowley talking about, Let me tell you again, he was balanced. He was reasonable. He was logical. He was sober. He was mature. He was not irrational. He was not outrageous. And those are the kind of qualities you want for a leader. And here, this fella was a foe. This fella was Dr. Rowley's enemy, That fella named Hobart Volney boy. I have here what this man said about Dr. Rowley, He said, listen, he said, we have never been friends. Is Dr. Rowley talking about, But in the last few years, I have grown to respect you. You hear that? You hear what this man, who was for the opposition bench, he said, we have never been friends, but I've grown to respect you. I see your growth and political stature and responsibility. That is what that man said about Dr. Rowley, He said, I met you, I have only met you directly, physically once. And on that occasion, after the general election of 2010 office at Charles Street. Right? And you, as you have entertained a conversation together with two colleagues, including myself, who have come to see what you have become. But Volney,
He was dealing with the same thing we deal with, the truth.
Truth. The truth. I thought I will just put that in for good measure. On all, Jenny, Errol, Dominic, excellent. And I'm sure Ms. Felix is to go to the callers, who I'm sure will have a lot to say.
We're going to a break and we're coming back. Good. Then we go to the callers.
Good.
On the street, 919 FM. Get interactive with the Street 919 FM.
All day, every day. See us all live on our Facebook page.
Share and comment on our show.
Like our page.
Chat with our live on-air announcers.
The Street 919's Facebook page.
Live and interactive all day, every day. The Street 919 FM.
Come talk with us.
This Sunday on Iwer Stage.
This is Professor Farid Ali. I come in this Sunday to mash up Iwer Stage with non-stop laughter with Princess Margaret and Louis Antoine. Take a taste. A man running to a doctor office, he said, Doctor, I break my foot in 3 places. The doctor said, well, if I was you, I wouldn't go back in them 3 places. You just had to be there. You had to be there.
Streaming live on Instagram at Iwer George, Facebook Neil Iwer George, and YouTube Iwer TV. It's Iwer Stage.
Hello, this is Pastor Charles from the Upper Room Ministry. Tune into the Street 91.9 FM every Wednesday from 12 midnight to 5 a.m. for a time of prayer and intercession. I want you to know that we are going to have a TIME time in the presence of God, lifting up our nation, lifting up our families in prayer. I'm looking forward to, my God, for you to join with me. Praise God every Wednesday. Praise God. praying for our nation, praying for our families, praying for our children. Join with me every Wednesday at 12 midnight. Tune into the Street 91.9 FM. God bless you.
This is Wayne Delamore, Head Consultant and Director of Natural Health Solution. With over 15 years of experience in clinical nutrition and microscopy, we specialize in early detection and prevention. We incorporate evidence-based nutrition and science-driven analysis. Tune in to our educational program every Wednesday right here on the Street 91.9 FM. For appointments, call 222-2189 or 304-5816. At Natural Health Solutions, we offer a natural solution to healthy living.
Join Wayne Delamore on Wednesdays from 9:15 a.m. to 9:45 a.m. right here on the Street 919 FM.
Renting a car in Tobago should be quick, affordable, and easy.
Wow.
Here at O'Neill Rentals, we make the process as simple as possible by using our easy e-sign-up. Yep, we can sign you up from just about anywhere using our tablets. See? All done. And everything goes straight into the cloud. Yeah, you're on your way. Are you coming to Tobago? Book your car rental with us and enjoy the most affordable rates in Tobago. But hurry, because cars go pretty fast. Call 361-1042. That's 361-1042. One more time, 361-1042. O'Neill Auto Rentals, Tobago, taking you further.
Hi there, I'm Lester Sublal, inviting you to join me on the first, second, and third Saturday, 8:30 p.m. to 11 p.m. for the program Slow Gospel Music, and on the fourth and fifth Saturday from 8:30 p.m. for an extended version of Slow Gospel Music on Street 91.9 FM.
The Gospel of the Kingdom radio program with Gilbert James is now on the Street 919 FM every Sunday from 12 a.m. to 5 a.m. Monday. The Bible says the Gospel of the Kingdom shall be preached in all the world as a witness to all nations, and then the end shall come. For more info, call 652-0924 or 298-4540 and join us every Sunday from 12 midnight to 5 a.m. Monday for the Gospel of the Kingdom radio program with Gilbert James.
Better vision for your physical eyes, and through the eyes of faith, let healing arise in your mind, body, and spirit. At Natural Heal Ministries, we teach kingdom principles for living that brings the blessing of God to your mind, body, and soul.
NHM Professional Associates are located at number 10 Moody Stewart Street, Monrepos, San Fernando. For more info, contact Dr. Desmond Phillip at NHM on 349-3494.
NHM Professional Associates can be heard live on the Street 919 FM every Saturday from 9:05 to 9:55 a.m.
Come talk with us. Realest news, hard talk, real talk on the Street 919 FM.
All right, so Trinidad and Tobago and the World by extension, we are back, and had to take a little thing there. No COVID, eh? Guys, you all don't know what you're doing to people this morning, eh? I want to say to all of you on the YouTube channel, I want to welcome you. The internet is up and running. Thank you so much. You can get us on Iwer TV on YouTube and see the panel in studio. And I like how you're looking, you know. Iwer George, watch at this setup. Nice! The panel looking, you know, we looking like foreign TV, boy. All you need to tune in. What the hell is this? Hey. And of course, you can get us live on Facebook, the Street 919 FM. So you can't miss us any way at all. So as I promised, we're going to take your calls. Yeah?
Let me just
yes, you go ahead.
Yeah. And again, as we speak to the issue of the character of Mrs. Prasad Bisesa, right? And Dr. Rowley always to me presents as being very statesman-like, yeah, the way he walks, the way he talks, he could command an audience. He could speak without a prepared text on any topic, wherever impromptu as the case may be, right? And as far as I know, there's always been a tradition in this country that if the incumbent loses the election, it's customary that you would give a concession speech and you would console your supporters.
Yes.
But we would recall in 2015 what happened. Mrs. Prasad Bisesa refused to go to Rienzi complex and left her poor supporters there waiting. And it is reported that when Special Branch came to pick her up, she said, keep all your jump in the sister car and go home. You are still the Prime Minister for at least another day and a half, right? But sour grapes, like a petulant child.
Sore
loser. You couldn't take it. So then, in an effort to sue their supporters after you disrespected them at Rienzi complex, what you do, you give them a set of false hopes. Well, we taking the matter to court because this Rowley administration is, what's the term that she used by? Illegitimate. Yeah. Because the reason why we lose the election is because the EBC stole it. 1 hour extension.
The weather again.
The weather. Then we heard it was because of the email gate. Then she had a meeting sometime after that where she met with some of her supporters in Siparia, and she told them, well, perhaps the reason why we lost is because I didn't repeal the Property Tax Act. She has shifted the goalpost every time as to why it is they lost the election in 2015.
She kept the matter in court for 4 years, you know.
And still owing the PNM, by the way.
By the way, still owing.
Yeah, so pay up now. Please, settle your debts. Come on, you all owing. But we spoke to the issue of patriotism, and again, as I made the point earlier, that Dr. Rowley is one who defends the sovereignty of this country. But here it is that you have somebody who wants to be, well, she wants to go and sit down in Whitehall. God forbid. Right? And when she became opposition leader in 2015, let's rehash what she did. Aside from writing this letter recently, Munilal and so on, the sanctions issue, they wrote to the National Assembly of Venezuela telling them don't support any gas deal between Maduro and Rowley because the Rowley administration is illegitimate. Don't forget that. Don't forget that they wrote a letter to the Australian Attorney General to claim that the arrangement to build the two new ferries to fix the Sea Bridge issue, that making again allegations of corruption.
God,
right?
You have a memory like a ghost.
Yeah, we mustn't forget that. Let us not forget that they told us that the two witness statements that they went all the way to the Privy Council for to prove that the decision by the government to withdraw the Malcolm Jones lawsuit was politically motivated. Well, since the 5th of June last year, Ravi Balgobin Maharaj got the two witness statements. We heard nothing from the UNC again. They gone quiet on the issue of Malcolm Jones, they get pip.
And don't forget, Dominic, that they sent a letter to Tenluka, tell him don't come, you know.
Yes.
Yeah, they want
like to write.
Yeah, remember, they like to write. Remember,
Love to write.
we opening the Brian Lara Academy, you know. Yeah, Brian Lara, icon in world cricket.
Yeah.
Tendulkar ready to come. They write, don't come, something wrong with the stadium. And you know, all of them pack up in the stadium there. Yeah, all of them pack up in the stadium.
Yes.
And they tell them, Tendulkar, don't come, something wrong with the stadium. They love to write.
Let me warn people, the UNC, in the next 5 weeks, will be coming to sell you dreams. Inspect these dreams carefully, because you will notice some of them have an expiry date from 2010. Some of them expired in 2015. And the new dreams that they're promising you, the warranty will expire on August the 10th. So that come after August the 10th, if you put God out of your thoughts and give them your vote, and you put Kamala Prasad Bisesa back, and you realize that you cannot fulfill these dreams, the EBC has a strict no refund policy. You can't get back your vote. It's non-refundable. So you will hold on to those dreams for 5 years. Note well, $3,000 pension in 2010. And then after she came and insulted your integrity and told you it was a misprint. But I never say that. Me? How I could do that?
It's a myth.
Can't do that?
I can't do that.
It's a myth.
Yes. And they sold you that. So people think wisely. All right?
Let me say happy birthday to Jennifer Julian. Happy birthday to you, and enjoy your day today, and enjoy all that God is giving you at this time. And just remember, on the 10th of August, make sure that your dream come true. Vote the PNM. So, guys, we're going to the lines and take some calls. on 3420081 7711791. Let me see. I have to take off this. Where is it? Right. 466-5391 and 7188 743860. Caller, good morning.
Yes, good morning, Sharon.
Morning.
Good morning, sir. I don't know who in the house.
Say good morning to the panel.
Good morning to everybody in the house.
Right. Don't say good morning.
I'm cutting some grass. So I didn't hear the real topic. But I just heard Dominic talking about dreams. I want to tell you reality. Reality is PNM has won the .14 seat for the 2020 general election. Mr. Kennedy is the new minister for .40. Mr. Stevens, is confirming this morning. And I don't know what's wrong with Ramona Ramdial. She wants to look in a area. When they was in government, they didn't want to close down. I wonder, Sharon, I say this, I wonder if she husband frequently.
Oh gosh, listen, caller.
I wonder if
No. Oh Jesus, not on a Sunday, Lord Father. I love my husband Kalalu and his stew pork and take on don't do me that, please.
The views expressed by the callers are not the views of the management of the Street 919 FM.
Neither the panel. Caller, morning.
Good morning, Ms. Sharon. Good morning to the panel.
Morning.
Mr. Dominic and Mr. Pilgrim.
Morning.
All it really is a better fresh air, and to open the eyes to us young people. You have to pass this message to these young people here, because apparently they just get triggered quick by little things, right? If anything, people, if you're not a fan of Dr. Rowley, vote him on how he handled the COVID-19 now. Look around the world right now, particularly Latin America. All they want to replace him with a woman who say that is the climate and the sun that's saving us from the COVID. Does that make radical sense to you? I find a lot of Trinidadians are a bunch of ungrateful bastards at times, I don't use the word ungrateful bastard because it is for us to live. But apparently some of these bad boys and bad girls want to see their uncle, their cousin, their mother and their grandmother in dead body bags. Apparently that's what they want to see. There's a program, only watch any TV6 News. There's a program they have with the COVID cases in Texas. Only watch any of the clippings of that. Only see the situation in the hospital in Texas. And when the Texas hospitals, and people want to take the chance and vote in a woman who say that the sun and the climate protecting us, we have to be damn mad in this place.
Thank you very much.
Because we eating crap and things like, oh, by the way, and next thing too, I am convinced too. Hello?
Yes, go ahead quickly.
I am convinced too that the UNC could put a crapo in a seat and they go still vote for them because you know what? If what I hear is true, that a certain person who ringing the bell come back to the city retain him in a seat, they will grumble and they go still vote for him, Whether we like it or not, they have no choice. They may be vexed.
Caller is a big mouth person.
No, the person who ringing the bell. I think it is that they beg him to he hold on to the seat. And then they have some controversial character. Two controversial characters looking at the seat at Tabakit. One is close to the lady in waiting, Almache, and the other one, I don't know, is a very shady person. I want to call you name.
Caller,
sometimes when you read things on Facebook, you have to take it with a pin.
Yes, you have to. But you leave it right there, caller. Have a good afternoon, sir. Caller, good morning.
Good morning to you, Miss Felix.
Good morning, ma'am. How are you today?
I'm very well, thank you. To Mr. Chan, Dominic Darling, and is this Mr. L. Pilgrim in your studio?
Yes, it is.
That was my one of my co-workers at the Trinidad Publishing Company. Good morning to Errol.
Good morning.
This is Anne-Marie. When I meet you again, I'll tell you why.
Okay, good morning.
Okay? Yes, dear. Sharon, I just want to talk to a lady who wants to come in here to take my vote. I want to tell that lady, your leader has been very disrespectful to my Prime Minister. You call him Oreo, you call him Kobo, and you want to come in here to ask for my vote? Miss Lady, listen, let me say this enfranchised. You hear? And in colloquial language, I go take my horn from the PNN. All you guys have a wonderful day.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you very much, Anne-Marie. Caller, good morning. But where he gone? Come on, man. Call me up, guys. Caller, good morning.
Sharon, Felix.
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning to you.
Good morning.
All protocol observed.
Of course.
Sharon, Felix, I want to ask you a question. Could you tell me what is taking place in the UNC?
I can't tell you that.
You can't tell me, darling, but I don't know. I'm reading something here, I don't know. Well, Papa, we're going to know later on who going up and who out and who in, right? Have a good one, honey.
Thank you very much. I can't answer that question at all, as I don't speak on behalf of those persons. Caller, good morning.
Pleasant good morning to you, Miss Felix.
Good morning to you, sir.
Morning, Brian.
Morning, Mr. Chance. Good morning, Mr. Pilgrim. Good to hear your voice. Good morning, Miss Jen. And good morning, Dominic.
Good morning, sir.
It's right this time again, but 2 out of 3 and bad. Here is sir. Today is proof of the pudding, We're going to see all those who are going to be on that, who are going to get in for the UNC, the unlawful national kleptocrats. Because she said she wasn't surprised with the date, but while I was busy having my birthday lunch.
When was your birthday, Brian?
On the 3rd of Friday.
Oh, God, Lord, another July again.
So I got this shock. I had to leave my plate and run by the TV to hear exactly what was going on. Because I was surprised and taken aback by the announcement. And if I could be surprised, I had all sorts of dates in my head. And Ma Baker said she wasn't surprised. She was very much surprised.
She lied.
Because she's very much surprised because she said she's going to announce the balance of her team on today. We'll be going to see. But people must remember in 2015, when she lost the election, to get a proper cuss out from them same people she was sitting down next to. And that is why she held an early political leadership election, so that this day would come and she would take revenge on those people who wanted to take over the leadership of the party. So we're going to see who she's going to select. Because she's been very, very hiding and dodging and bobbing and weaving. She didn't even want to sit next to them in the parliament for the last couple of weeks. But we shall see. All what in the dark must come to light. And I want to say something. I want to say thank you very much to this Prime Minister, the Honorable Dr. Keith Browley. I'll tell you all why. As I told you all before, I look at television late at night because sometimes it gets real true stories on BBC and CNN and so on. They showed on the television, they told us to look away, but it demonstrated that a woman was having problems. She was on the ventilator. And what they said was that once you go on the ventilator, less than 20% of the people survive. They showed that a lady was having problems with breathing with her lungs and so on, and they had to remove the ventilator, the tubing from inside of her. So let's look away if you can't stomach it. And then, but I looked at it. When they took out this tubing was wrapped in COVID-type material. You hear, it looked really, 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 really nasty and bad. And this is what if people take God out of their thoughts and go and vote. You understand? And go and vote to bring this person back into governance. And she open up those borders. We will not have enough ventilators even to go around. So people have to understand that we are alive today because of the astute leadership of Dr. Rowley and his team. Right? The Minister of Health, the CMO and others. Thank you all very much. The frontline workers, thank you all very much. We are alive today because of them. But remember, if we take God out of our thoughts by the 10th of August, start to say your prayers and fix all your business, because we don't know what will be unleashed on us before Christmas. Because I'm telling you, it's over 55,000 a day now in the United States of America, getting COVID. So we have to be careful and understand exactly either you want to live or you want to take a chance with your own life. I am not taking any chances with mine. I thank you all. Have a good day.
Thank you very much. Mano?
Good morning to you, Jenny. Well, Jenny, I'm ringing the bell for you because you had us this morning. And I want to say to all Bobo Shanti, all Rasta, all who that come and see my 2 free home. As a matter of fact, somebody come pick 2 seedless collies off of my tree this morning.
2 seedless.
When I get up this morning, I see the pick from the yard. Anyway, Mr. Chan.
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Pilgrim. Yeah. And Mr. Dominic. And yes, Dominic, after the boy yesterday, I passed him back there. I said, let me take on this building to bring this building back or some kind of thing.
You find it?
Nothing at all. And these people want to come back and listen, man. With Kamala Prasad Bissessa. Don't let him touch and she fights me at all. So people, we keep listening and only happens this morning. I ain't just starting to cook this morning because I'm afraid I bought my foot. I love the Trinidad and Tobago.
Oh, God. Manu, you come good there. You come good. You come good.
Come good, yes.
Caller, good morning.
Good morning. Morning to the panel.
Hey, morning. How you doing? Caller?
Hello?
Yes, you go ahead.
Yes, hello. Morning to the panel, everybody. This lady, well, first begin, I am still, Dominic, I'm still looking for that building back here. My 39 years on this planet, I still can't find this building. I'm living in Bath since I was born. And I can't find this building. Oh? No, serious. I
went looking because I always in Bath area. I
live in 4th Avenue. Sharon, I live in 4th Avenue, Bath area since I'm myself. And can't find that building. Anyhow, I'm not saying, this lady, I want to for as my age and under and around listen. You see these companies, this lady planned to hand over to the private sector. UDCOT, TNTEC, WASA, Caribbean Airlines, Port of Spain, AGC, Middeck, social services. If you're telling me you're going to create 50,000 new jobs, how much jobs are going on last year? John?
Caller, I lost.
Caller, 11 companies. Hello?
Caller, I lost. You go ahead.
It's about 11 companies you're going to hand over to the private sector. It's not like no 60-40, no 60-40, no 70-50. 100% hand over. Here, they did a gift to me. There's a gift from me to you. So how much jobs are going to lose here? If you're going to create 50,000 new jobs on one side, how much jobs are going to lose on the other side? Because half of the public service happen to be workers of these companies. How much jobs are going to lose here? That's all I would love to ask her. And when I put the show again, given the fact that Brazil, Nigeria, Angola, Guyana, all them places selling sugar already. When we sell sugar, God forbid, wherever, who are you going to sell it to? Given the fact that we can produce the amount of sugar them could produce. Matter of fact, we could see them in all those countries about 100 times. Because we haven't been at that. You haven't been at that. Them happen to be
Caller, leave it there. We're going to the break. We'll be back. Don't shift your dial. Yeah?
Get interactive with the Street 919 FM.
All day, every day. See us all live on our Facebook page.
Share and comment on our show.
Like our page.
Chat with our live on-air announcers.
The Street 919's Facebook page.
Live and interactive all day, every day. The Street 919 FM.
Come talk with us.
This Sunday on Iwer Stage.
This is Professor Farid Ali. I come in this Sunday to mash up Iwer Stage with non-stop laughter with Princess Margaret and Louis Antoine. Take a taste. A man running to a doctor office, he said, Doctor, I break my foot in 3 places. The doctor said, well, if I was you, I wouldn't go back in them 3 places. You just had to be there. You had to be there.
Streaming live on Instagram at Iwer George, Facebook Neil Iwer George, and YouTube Iwer TV. It's Iwer Stage.
This is The Street, the all-new 919 FM.
By far, radio is still the best way to get more for your advertising dollar. Millions of people listen to radio every day. Why not advertise on radio? It's cheaper, it reaches the highest potential audience, it's time efficient, and it works. Handpick the people you want to receive your advertising message. Advertise on The Street, 919 FM. The MFO service says...
Survey said...
Number one answer.
We're the fastest growing radio station.
We are the street. The new Street 919 FM.
So call us now to book your spots. 628-4531.
When it comes to healthcare, you deserve the best. Do you suffer from low energy, anxiety, or constipation? Health and Wealth Lifestyle with Nicole Huggins provides you with the best services of iridology exam, blood analysis, ionic foot detox, followed by a soothing foot massage. We also provide the best organic supplements. We are located at number 73 Eastern Main Road, Barrataria. Or call us at 288-1108 or 275-8359. Join us on the Street 919 FM. Every Thursday from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. for Health and Wealth Lifestyle with Nicole Huggins.
Enagic change your water, change your life. Enagic water purifier, one machine, 5 types of water. Enagic makes strong Kangen water with an 11.5 pH. Kangen water with 8.5 to 9.5 pH, healthy drinking and cooking water. Clean water with 7.0 pH. Beauty water for skin, hair, and plants with a 6.0 pH. Strong acid water with a 2.5 pH. This water is known to disinfect, kill viruses and bacteria. Listen to the Street 919 FM with Pastor Alkaline John every Tuesday from 11:05 a.m. to noon and every Wednesday from 8:05 p.m. to 9 p.m. as he talks to you weekly about how to improve your quality of life through purifying and drinking water. For more information, call or WhatsApp Pastor John at 516-286-7079. Come talk with us.
Realest news, hard talk.
Real talk on the street, 919 FM.
All right, so Trinidad and Tobago will be back without taking up any more of the time. We need to get the calls, but before we do that, just to let you know, this Sunday night, tonight on Iwer Stage, it's comedy night with Trinbago Comedy Cook-Up featuring Louis Antoine, Princess Margaret, and a special guest, Farid Ali. Follow at Instagram, Iwer George, and Neil Iwer George on Facebook, and Iwer TV on YouTube. To be a part, get ready to laugh your belly full. So guys, you need to follow on those different frequencies and get Iwer George live, or Iwer George stage live tonight with the comedy cook-up. At Mohammed's Bookstore, you can check out our specials on textbooks, stationery, school supplies, school uniforms, children's storybooks, puzzle of all sizes, and many more. You can query your book list and get an email when your books arrive. Bring Mohammed's Bookstore closer to you, as everything is now at your fingertip, as you can log on to our website on www.mohammedsbookstore.com. We have 5 locations nationwide. Areas include Tunapuna, San Fernando, West Moorings, Gulfview, and Gulfview and Port of Spain. Opening hours are 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Mondays to Thursdays, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Fridays, and 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Saturdays, and also 8 a.m. to 12 noon on Sundays. Call us today at our Tunapuna branch on 647-7355, San Fernando branch 657-1012, West Moorings branch 637-6551, Gulfview branch 657-9613, Port of Spain branch 627-3341. Like our page and follow us on Facebook, Mohammed's Bookstore, and Instagram at Mohammed's Bookstore. Change of hours. Eastern Credit Union Cooperative Society Limited will like to advise its members of the following change of office hours for all branches. Sandy Grande, Arima, Tunapuna, St. Joseph, Port of Spain, Shagona, San Fernando, and Tobago. Monday to Thursday, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Friday, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. And we opens at 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Please note that the Barrataria branch remains closed at this time in adherence with social distancing protocols. We apologize for any inconvenience caused and encourage members to utilize call center online access by downloading our mobile app. from Google Play Store, from Android or iTunes for Apple users, and our ATM link service, which are all available to maintain ample social distancing during this time. And again, it's Iwer Stage, a series of virtual concerts. It's on again. Check out this week's lineup. Today, Sunday, 5th July, Comedy Cook-Up. Iwer Stage would be streaming live from Instagram at Iwer George and The Street 919 FM, Facebook Neil Iwer George and The Street 919 FM, YouTube Iwer George and The Street Online TV, and also Iwer TV. This concert is free, but if you wish to make a donation to our guests, you are free to do so on fundmetnt.com. Don't forget to tune in and be a part of these dynamic series of concerts. Iwer Stage one-on-one with the artists, supported by Tuco, taking care of business through our music, Pantrin Bego and U Store, Lady Hills Avenue in San Fernando. So guys, we go back, but before we go back, Jenny kind of hit me a lash when she come on and they're fighting with the thing going. And a fighting, you know, like it go on. This thing does real do me all kind of thing, you know. That song is like a Dracula scene. Like a scary movie. Trinidad and Tobago, be prepared. Because on the 10th of August, if you make that mistake and put your ex by the rising sun, PEP, or what is the other one?
PDP?
PD who? Wherever.
No.
The who now? You might just get it now. That horror story. But if you put your ex by the Balizi, you will get good leadership. Let me hear you.
Build a new society.
Truth, honesty.
Transformational leader.
Transformational leader. You will get that. So you got to be careful.
We have 2 new ferries coming that we don't want to end up like the OPVs. All right? That's at stake.
Trinidad and Tobago, you heard that? So you need to do what you have to do. Follow.
And particularly people in Tonapuna, make sure you stay away from the naked man.
But wait.
The naked man say that the police is the enemy, eh? People from Tonapuna. And by the way, I should have said Tinapuna, because that's what he said, you know.
Tinapuna.
He said Tinapuna. But we know it's Puna, Tunapuna. And opening this one day football extravaganza. One day. What you could do with one day? Eddie had been serving the young people with football for 54 years on an ongoing, continuous basis. You could come with one day to fool them. Look, that naked man from Tunapuna, you can't fool me at all.
But you are the naked man in Tunapuna?
Yes.
And I have been hearing about a particular individual. I don't know if he's coming in St. Joseph or if he's out of St. Joseph. I was told that out of the coup, remember 1990? He was in charge of a unit somewhere in Old Grange, you know? And a certain person was locked up. And because of that, one police WPC was slapped bap in the face. And then bap, they sent him back to Trinidad. And bap, he come here. Not in St. Joseph.
Not in St. Joseph.
Your hunt over.
That's right.
Make sure you're hunting the right thing. Because hunting Stephen. So we need to say on a Sunday, talk the truth Sundays.
Yes. Talk the truth.
So we'll be changing up the program.
Yeah,
This is not no rant or no madman. This is sane people here. This is it. We've been hit people. August the 10th.
Yes, man.
Don't let it be a horror story and no Dracula. And no what Sukunia. And no Lagahu.
Yes.
We're talking transformational leader.
Yes.
Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley. This is it. People. 100,000 dead in America. And them have 50 states, and Trinidad could fit in one state about 5 times. 100,000 of we citizens dying in this country. Each home will be hit. We'll be hit by death. Come now, man. Dr. Rowley and the medical professionals have steered us through this. Unfortunately, 8 died. But that is it. We mourn them. We cry with them. But you know, it is 100,000. That is what America has. And they say by the end of the year, it can reach to 200 people. The sunlight, punching and rum, no. Come, people. A song leadership, logical leadership, empirical evidence.
That's right.
That is what we have in Dr. Keith Christopher, a scientist.
Yes,
He's not a liar.
And Jenny, she's trying to tell us that she is the greatest thing in the Children Life Fund. Let me tell you what is the Life Fund, you know. She talked about the Life Fund. That Life Fund, she said, well, the policy, the Life Fund is one of 7 children life. In 2010, there are 13 cases. In 2011, 31 cases. That's what she fixed up. That was the children she sought out, you know. In 2012, 20. 2013, 37. 2014, 28. 2015, 34. Dr. Rowley, we got how much money? 2016, 40. 40 children benefited. 2017, 37. And by 2018, it was 39 in April. You understand? So she said she created that. And Dr. Rowley demonstrated his commitment to assisting and saving the lives of children. By 2016, he had gone past all that she had done. She said she was going to do before in the years ahead. 40 by 2016, and they had not crossed 40 between 2010 to 2015. And she talked about creating the Children Life Fund.
But not only that, Mr. Chance, they would have been the ones who would have created the Children Life Fund Act. And you put in the clause that stated to qualify, you must have a terminal disease, right? Terminal disease, life-threatening. So if you don't have that, you've tied the hands of the board. They cannot give you help if it is that your ailment is not life-threatening. And then when it is that children come who don't have a life-threatening disease, and of course the board has to abide by the law, you run out there and telling the population, the government wicked and they don't want to help the children. But you know the law has tied the hands of the board. They can't do it. Because if they set a precedent, then anytime somebody else comes who doesn't have a life-threatening disease, as the law states, then what is going to happen? But you want to come and say, no, all the government have to do is to come and bring an amendment to the parliament. So why didn't you do it? Why didn't you use private members there to raise that issue? Or why did you even put that in the law in the first place?
Because, Dominic, as Dr. Vishnu Bishram said, Indian leadership is not about bringing about meaningful change or representing the interests of no country. It's about pocketing and filling the pockets with money from kickbacks, award of contracts, loyalty rather than competency. See it with Rishmi. That is how they do it. It's not about country, it's about self. Getting money by any means necessary.
So that is why they had a problem with the cotton bill to the
yes.
That is the problem.
Isn't that they're saying that if they come back in office,
they could bring back
the dollar bill. So keep your dollar bill.
It's 500 and something million of them, you know.
And wait, that is only for the convenience of certain people, not the convenience of us, you know.
Yes.
Of certain people. The choices.
This is it.
You know what is unique about this period that we're living in? That all the information is out there for people to judge for themselves. The comparison between Dr. Rowley as a leader and that lady who now wants to occupy and deal again with the Treasury. And the information is there. You all have the choice to make. Nobody is hiding anything, except perhaps the lady.
Cult of personality, a whole election campaign in 2015 based on Kamla.
Let me take a call here. Caller, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
To the panel. Good afternoon to Dominic, especially my partner. This is me, our caller here, Dominic.
Hey, boss, how you going?
Yeah. I just wanted to say something. I just checking out, well, the leadership, the dinner leadership, right?
Yes.
Now, in 2015. Check the time that she called election, right? To the time that this leader called election. Now, she did a wickedness in the sense that when she called election, she said 3 months and called election. Give people a long time that they could root the treasury, right, without any scrutiny from Parliament. Plus now, what she did also too is extend the how they call it, the time that they thing. Now, watch it. Dr. Rowley called it in a way that the financial year when it will be before the financial year, so budget whoever come in, whoever budget to the thing. The
difference
with a wise leader. Yep. You understand?
Yes.
Yeah, I just showing you the difference. Because she would have do some wickednesses. All about them is about wickedness. They don't care about the country. But look at how Dr. Rowley thinking. He called election in a time when the financial year was done just now. And plus, we might have to have a budget. So you think about it, and when you go after that time, you would have been scrambling now because remember, you have to have things passed by Parliament in order for the country to move on. So I just wanted to bring this, thought that I realized to take this. Thank you for allowing me this contribution.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, caller. Grandy.
Morning, Sharon.
Morning.
Yeah,
but it's not morning again, it's afternoon.
Yeah,
sorry.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chance. Good afternoon, Jenny. Good afternoon, Mr. Chance. Good afternoon, Dominic, and good afternoon, Mr. Pilgrim.
Greetings. Good afternoon, greetings.
Well, Sharon, you have a star-studded cast there. I'm watching it live.
How you find the setup looking? How you find it looking?
Very, very good. And Jenny looking very good in our red. Red all over. Well, my contribution, because the internet was giving a little problem in and out.
Yeah.
I couldn't follow because I was looking forward for this program this morning after last week's program. But as Jenny said, we have a transformational leader, a visionary in Dr. Rowley. And even Rafiq Shah had an article talking about leadership. And this is what we have right now. The people of Trinidad and Tobago have a leader in Dr. Rowley to take this government forward. He and his government has stabilized this country with the revenue that coming from the oil and gas being down so low that they was able to stabilize and get certain projects done because of our good rating from Moody, Standard of Poor's, Private Crest, all of them have stated the balance, and we gotten value for money, the co-op interchange, the Arima Hospital, all within budget. And that at that time, Sharon, Mr. Chance, and you all, the rest of the money could have done something as different, which part they are going down in Diego Martin and doing the highway, the Savannah, and the regional corporation. So people, we have seen a government that's working with us within budget, and that is the government that we're going to stick to. And here's Mr. Chance, I'm from Laventino. I'm from Porto, Spain, in the heart of everything. And I just want my brothers and sisters to understand. Don't go for Colomia Orange. There's a program being put there right now, right? And hear what one of the ministers asking. Which part they're going to get money to fund that program? Well, Dr. Munilal, which part they get money to fund? Colomia Orange. They're going to get money to fund that committee to help the youth of them in East Port of Spain. And I wish Dr. Rowley and his government, the PNN, all the best, because we're going to win and continue his legacy. Okay? You all have a nice day. Enjoy your program.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Monk St. George.
Yes, Miss Sharon, morning. I've been holding for the longest while. Yeah. I'm not cutting the program. I'm just saying something. Give Tobago on a Sunday at least 15 minutes. If they're not calling, you cut them off and continue your program. We just be fighting and can't get in.
Okay, noted. Noted.
Right, go ahead.
You go ahead for me, noted.
Right, I'm moving on. I want morning to the panel, Mr. Chance, our guru. And I always say to Mr. Chance, talk for us, just as how Satmar is going to talk for them. You talk for us, Mr. Chance. Okay, Mr. Pilgrim, morning. Yes, let me hear you, Mr. Chance.
Yeah, hello, good morning. Yes, thank you very much.
Yes, and thank you very much for your knowledge and the things that you will tell us. I want Mr. Dominic, morning to you, Mr. Pilgrim, morning to you.
Morning.
Mr. Dominic, I want you to know this, that when you're saying that Mrs. Bissessa been running from her losing team, in Tobago, when we won 12-0, that was Mr. London's last term there.
Yes.
Mrs. Bissessa and Mr. Jack Warner, I'm not afraid to call the name, they were here the day of the election with big trucks, with food and music and everything. And the night when the result came, 12-0, all the big trucks were traveling on the highway going back to Cove area, the Canoe Bay, with all the food and the music. And Ms. Kamla and Mr. Jack Warner got on the National Security Minister helicopter and flew back to Trinidad and left Ashworth Jack and Stanley Beard alone up by Radio Tambourine to tell the people of Tobago why they lose. So whenever she's a loser, she's a runner. You understand? So I would always, yes, I want you to remind the people of Tobago every now and then about that incident. You all have a very good program. You all have a blessed day, and I continue to listen.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, caller.
Good. Welcome.
And you know, out of that, he make me get a little jittery.
We see it hope, we see it future. So when you vote, use your PNM finger, Lord. We see it hope, we see it future. So when you vote, use your PNM finger. Hey, no set a chatty, no set a talk. So tell the UNC bye-bye, it's time to walk. PNM for the people, PNM for the poor. With PNM and Dr. Rowley, poor will be no more. We see it hope, we see it future. So when you vote, use your PNM finger, Lord. We see it hope, we see it future. So when you vote, use your PNM finger. Hey, how could you run a country with lies and corruption? Just said Dr. Rowley to end the recession. No more Analytica to Mako nobody. And we don't want you to come close to the treasury. Dr. Rowley, who we voted for? Dr. Rowley, who we voted for? Dr. Rowley, Dr. Rowley.
Now I want to ask the question to the panel. Do you agree with the tune? Do you agree with the tune this morning? Good morning to you, Impulse.
We love it, man. Dr. Rowley is the man.
Oh, you mean Trinidad and Tobago? Jenny, you love that?
What you know? Anything for my transformational leader, Dr. Roy. This is it. We've been hit by the truth.
All your bacchanal in here. Good afternoon, Rowley Jr.
Good afternoon, Sharon. Listen, I feel so proud to be associated, especially this morning, what I'm seeing on the television here with yourself.
You like the setup, eh?
Yes, definitely, Dominic, Errol Pilgrim. I mean, and of course our guru, Mr. Chance. Really, really special morning and afternoon for us today. And I'm glad that you all had the conversation centered around the whole question of leadership with Errol's contribution. And then, of course, our guru and then Dominic and, of course, Jenny. Now, again, I was telling people since in 2010 when Mr. Manning called the election, and I was looking at the whole question of, I believe in Mr. Manning and what he wanted to do with the 2020 vision. And then, of course, we fast forward and we saw that 2010, when the election was called and a lady got a mandate of 2912. Now, Sharon, when I saw that mandate, I told myself with some of my colleagues that the type of leadership I thought we'd have gotten was beyond reproach, because I saw it. I told people the compliment of the people, where the level of cohesion that we thought existed with Jack Warner and everybody, we thought that the PNM would have been no more. But I always tell people, watch a little dog growing in your yard and see when it reaches after 6 or 7 months, whether you have a dog with pedigree or whether you have one without. And that's what is key to me of the UNC, because they look so organized that you tell yourself that you would have gotten the level of leadership that we wanted. And then, and as Errol said, the question of missteps started. And then people started to look at the whole question of whether or not somebody firing people that you wrongly hired is something that we felt that was really good as governance. Now, I would think that the people you hire, you give credibility to a leader on who you hire, not who you fire. If you hire people regularly, there's a question as to your hiring ability. Fast forward today, and 5 years later, after she lost the election, and we are seeing a man with leadership, a man who, to me, is the compliment here today. I have always been driven by the question of leadership and the legislative agenda of Dr. Oliande.
Correct.
Because Sharon, and you know, I'm strong on the whole question of corruption.
Mm-hmm.
So when Dr. Oli had that in the whole question of the property tax, the revenue authority, and all these things to give proper accountability, that drove me big time. Because one of the things that people felt that was falling through was the question of money.
Yes.
Now you have a leader trying to deal with it effectively, and people are looking for all sort of things, trying to fool you with 50,000 jobs. To me, when you lose a mandate, Mr. Chan, of 2912 and you're down to 18, something has to be wrong with your leadership where you only have to come back and simply apologize and tell me, give me 50,000 jobs. So there are a lot to talk about. I'm glad that, you know, what I heard this morning and this afternoon. I'm really glad. Errol, thanks a lot. You know, Mr. Chance, you know, we love you as usual.
Yes.
And there's a lot to talk about. But I want to warn people, don't take a lady just coming on board and making us feel that giving us 50,000 jobs is a pie in the sky hope, because you're not explaining to me where you're getting that money from. Thanks a lot, Sharon. I keep listening. But again, leadership is the key. Take care.
Thank you very much, Rowley Jr. Thank you very much. Caller, good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon to the high power panel there.
Good afternoon.
My issue is with Kisla and Ma Baker and how Kisla would have orchestrated, because we're dealing with somebody who has years and years of experience with Parliament to put a wrong motion. To me, this is what it looked like. It looked like he did it on purposely, so it'd be shut down. Because all the speaker there told him that, hey, you had to file that under a different motion. This is, you know, you didn't do it the right way. He shouldn't be corrected because he knows. But instead, he went and do that. He came out outside. Oh, the speaker shut him down. Then he wrote a letter and went and carried to the United States Embassy and stating all of that because he tried to raise that motion and they shut him down and all these things. Now, Ma Baker saw all these things happening and Ma Baker jumped on it too because Ma Baker was supporting him with that. But my next issue with Ma Baker and them, Ma Baker and them want to sell out state assets. But who it is going to go to? And if you know who is Ma Baker have a partner who built a mansion for she. Right now, he have a lot of questions of financial misappropriation that he needs to come and give me some explanation for. We can't find him. I think he's somewhere in a place called Panama or some kind like that, or some place like that. Yes, and I think he has a large conglomerate of companies. And this guy was broken in 2009 coming up there, because he was into receivership. He had no money. And he became a multi-millionaire 100 times over under Ma Baker and Kisla and them guys and them. So unless Ma Baker and Kisla and them could answer all these questions, they're not seeing my vote. And if I could talk to any of my friends and family and persuade them not to vote for them, I will be doing that. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you want to make sure that it's not their time to eat, come back again, eh? You see, remember this time, the last time was their turn to eat. But we don't want that to happen again. We can't give them no turn to eat again. We don't have enough. We don't have enough in the country at this time, so they can't get another turn to eat. You know what you have to do? Go to the polls early on August the 10th. Go to the polls early on August the 10th and cast your vote in one direction for the People's National Movement.
And Mr. Chance, we have 1 point how much million people who have to eat. So not just one set of people should be eating. Yeah?
Mr. Felix, even this was so instructive to show you how transformational Dr. Rowley and they are. The CMO said what they're going to do with the EBC is to stimulate a polling station using all the protocols that are implemented for COVID-19 to see if it's working. So when it's time for election, there will be a protocol in place to treat with crowd, to treat with sanitization and all that. That is a transformational leader and a team working. They're going to stimulate that before. So when it's election, there'll be no confusion. You'll have a sanitizing agency, you'll know where to go and all that. You think Almake Baker and she bunch of traitors and prostitute mayhem makers, political vampires and them.
Quizzlers.
Come now, man, people. We've been hit by the truth.
We see it hope, we see it future. So when you vote, use your PNM finger, Lord. We see it hope, we see it future. So when you vote, use your PNM finger. Hey, no set a chatty, no set a talk. So tell the UNC bye-bye, it's time to walk. PNM for the people, PNM for the poor. With PNM and Dr. Rowley, war will be no more. We see it hope, we see it future. So when you vote,
and I am sure I can see the future and hope.
See it hope.
Good morning, good afternoon. Carol are still in the streams, are still dreaming. Carol, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to that esteemed panel. Good afternoon, according ladies first, Sharon, Jenny, Mr. Pilgrim, Mr. Chance, our guru, and our financial guru, Dominic. You know, I called in, I was listening, but every time I hear Rowley Jr., whom I love dearly, talk about the team before in 2015, about with the 29-12 seat, I get angry every time he says that he thought they would have made a difference and a team and this and that. I get annoyed. The reason being, they use glitz and glamour. And when you remove the glitz and glamour, there was emptiness. There was there was vacuous circumstances. How you want to talk about glitz and glamour as being the 29-12? You see that 12? That 12 was significant. Because we in the Christian world, Christ had 12 disciples. And I know that 12 was God talking to us, 12 disciples to bring Trinidad and Tobago back. When you put in people into office, you always check their track record. And I knew it was going to tumble like a pack of cards. I knew in my heart there was going to be problems. Because when you get into office using glitz and glamour, and you fool the people, the mask was bound to fall off. It reminded me of the 33-3 when Mr. Chambers, oh boy, wherever you are, Mr. Chambers, that transformational leader too, like Dr. Rowley, that even our Professor Lloyd Betts had to give Mr. Chambers kudos for the way he handled the economy. And the NAR pulled the wool over people's eyes, 33-3. And what happened? It was mayhem and confusion. When you do things with clean hands, and you go in there just to remove the PNM and not talk about policy and your love for the people, it's bound to fall apart. And as Dr. Rowley tells you, look at how he dealt with COVID-19, saving us African people from death and mayhem and confusion and the whole health center system collapsing. Look at how he dealt with that. Look at how he dealt with the young men. I want to call them miscreants. They're misguided. And they were angry. Look at how he pacified the situation and talked to them as a father figure. That is not the way to go. You must be able to negotiate and talk about justice and revenge. While you have somebody now who comes to tell you who's the enemy. If those guys had done what under Miss Kamala Baker, under that, she would have called a state of emergency again and locked them up. That's why she could say the police is not the enemy. So you're waiting, you give her a chance, and all them misbehave. Man, I tell you, it's a state of emergency, and you're going in the calaboose. That's why Dr. Rowley says, you know, there's another point. Oh boy, I am so filled with emotion because Rowley Jr. boy, every time I hear you, you just stick to this thing, something in my heart. and Miss Puritas have to react because it was glitz and glamour. So guys, a great program again, but there's one little point. It just slipped me right now, which I will make later. Blessings to all of you.
Thank you, Carol.
Thank you very much, Carol. Thank you very much. Mr. Chance, Mr. Pilgrim, Jenny, and Dominic, who just step outside. As a people, if we look at this country and what we can do together through the eyes of a possibility, we will realize that the only thing that can constrain us is we ourselves. It is time to think about what we want and want to see in this new society that the PNM has already begun to build. We are doing it right and we are getting it done. Trinidad and Tobago. Those are the words of the Prime Minister of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, Dr. the Honorable Keith Christopher Rowley.
Yes, excellent, excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
And you know, Sharon, the COVID has possibly taught Trinidad and Tobago a lesson about discipline, unity, you know, and you know, it is to the extent that we had that kind of discipline and to the extent that we followed all the guidances and the protocols and so on, that we are in the state we're in, and that we were led by the kind of leadership that could get people to follow the guidelines.
That's right.
You know, and all the protocols. I mean, look at what is happening in the United States. It is simply the indiscipline of the leader that is trickling down to his governors, and you would notice that. Listen, I mean, the examples are there. You either follow the rules and stand on the right side of history, or you get trampled by following the wrong leader on the wrong side of history. And standing on that wrong side is a woman called Kamala Persad Bissessar, who wants to take down as many Trinidadians and Tobagonians as possible with her nonsense. You know. How could anyone want to compare her leadership with that of Dr. Rowley? In the last days of the Kamala Persad administration, when the financial crisis started to hit Trinidad and Tobago, and she was admonished by some of her own people, saying, cool it on the spending, be a little more frugal. She went on a spend, it was quantumania. She was spending this, giving gifts of money to members of the media, giving them houses and cars and so on. And they're still, some of them are still beholden to her today.
How do you feel about those members of the media that are receiving those gifts being a former, no, I shouldn't say former.
Still is.
Well, I like how you refer to them, members of the media. They're not journalists.
True.
Because journalists are supposed to have the qualities of integrity and honesty and straightforwardness, and to talk plainly and to not go behind the backs of people and receive gifts of money and bribes and so on. Because, you see, the thing, the politician, people like Kamala and they would not be secret. They would not hold your secret for a long time. The day you write something that is the truth, that they have to answer to, they will come out and say how much money they give you.
True.
So don't think you have any friends in that quarter. You know, journalists are supposed to be people of integrity, and people who could stand up and say what is what. You know, some people have been warning me, especially relatives. Boy, you're going too hard on Kamala. She might send somebody to get you and so on. I mean, I have lived a life that I'm proud of, you know, and I believe in God and I believe in righteousness, you know, and there's nothing Kamala could do me to make me disregard what is truth and what is honesty, you know, and her cohorts could come when they're ready. But we have to face the reality of what is happening in this country. And we have to face the reality, bearing in mind that this reality would have a bearing on the reality that our children and grandchildren will have to face. People must understand that.
Ah, boy. Caller, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to the panel here.
Yes.
Let me just add to, among the spending spree, when we had plenty money flowing like butter, and when certain unions were asking for money, everybody took much 5%, or remember that?
Yes.
And why to decide?
Why to decide? That is why all of a sudden now, with our people now, all of a sudden, these certain unions now saying that they have outstanding salary raise since 2013. How come I didn't open up all your mouth now? You have no money at this moment. You don't find that person strange? Also, with respect to the...
Caller? Well, you see my hands, eh? I ain't touched nothing. So I don't want to be plain, but we lost your call. Mrs. Crosby?
Good afternoon, oh my. I went and I had communion this morning after so many months. And since I come back here before 12 o'clock, I'm on this phone. You got to pay my phone bill. Here now, Mr. Giving your guests and them a job in conversation. Well, less than 5 years, 3 months, 14 days. Miss Dr. Rowley, our Prime Minister, has managed this COVID situation so well that he even called in election when the virus is down. You understand? He ain't waiting, or he didn't do it when the time was bad. What I would like your guests there to do, they know the places in Trinidad more than I do. They may be able to say the highways because Dr. Rowley and the other men and them, you know, the people who is him working, open up so many projects, hospitals, highway, boats coming and all of that. So, and you know, I don't know the places. It's a list of those things I would like to hear, and when within less than 5 years, 3 months, 14 days. So what I am saying, the past government, 2010 to 2015, I was wanting to know what they did because the highway was going nowhere. They say water for all. The same day they come out, people quarreling for water. They build 100 schools, teachers and children marching for the same schools where they say they build nothing. The sports, well, I don't know what went on with sports and all the other things and the color me orange. Even the projects with the boats where Dr. Rowley ordered, all these things going on. You know, I hear somebody say they're going to create 50,000 jobs, but they will reduce taxes. I don't know where to pay them with, if it's all bills. And I want to know, I don't know if me... But hello, Sharon? Hello?
Yes, I'm right here. I'm right here, Mrs. Crosby.
Right. And my campaign slogan is, if anybody in Trinidad and Tobago want to die from COVID, vote for nobody. If you want to stay safe, live long, to be with your grandchildren, your parents and everybody, the PNM is the only party that could run this country for us to be safe without any confusion, okay? Or imagine they have projects where they save money that they're doing other projects with that money. You think somebody would have seen that money? Eh? Where it come up from the first place for it to be was to be so much. Anyhow, stay safe with PNM all the way. Okay? Bye.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mrs. Crosby. Good afternoon, Mr. Port of Spain.
And very good afternoon to you, Sharon.
How are you today?
I'm so happy that you have a first-class panel with facts, not lie. And Sharon, I must compliment you for your program on Friday when you intercepted the nonsensical caller that had its facts back to front. It should have been pointed at the lady who never knew, always advised, never know that she was staying in a private residence, knowing that the taxpayers of Trinidad and Tobago was paying for a Prime Minister's residence. Dominic, Mr. Chance, and Jensen, all you could believe that anybody like that should want to get back in office. And this is just a few things, you know. Dominic and Mr. Chance, Sharon, Jensen, you all of you all have spoken the truth and the facts about this lady. And here we're calling she lady here are not like King Lion them who like to disrespect the Prime Minister. These are words from PNM people. This lady couldn't recognize a minister of hers who served in cabinet. Mr. Chance?
Yes, sir.
My little daughter knew that I and that person was very close because of the relationship with my steel band. I guess you know the steel band.
Yes.
And she was saying, Daddy, look your partner. Dine your partner. I said, darling, watch your mouth. The Prime Minister, that lady cannot recognize him because he wants to pull. You understand what went on in this country from 2010 to 2015, September 7th? You realize that this country couldn't even make a note unless somebody like the Honorable Dr. Christopher Rowley became the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. Thank the good Lord. And I want people to note, no public servant has lost their jobs in this country, unlike our next door neighbors, Barbados. We didn't go to the IMF. We had an astute leader who took Trinidad and Tobago by the hands and said, Trinidad, we had to survive. And don't talk about the COVID. Well, the nearest thing I know to madness is that lady was talking about how warm and how cold countries are with the COVID. I stood in my boots and said, Lord Father, I remember when we was going to school, children get up and start to make jokes. Are we to believe that this lady is a jokey lady? I only ask him questions. And last of all, Sharon, keep the pot boiling. Do not accept the liars and those who looking for a political platform to launch, like our good friend somewhere down a place where whenever a man wants to have a relief of himself, let us call it a certain name, starting with P. I have respect. And Mr. Chan?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Dominic?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Jen.
And you have Errol Pilgrim here too. You have Mr. Pilgrim.
How could I forget Mr. Errol Pilgrim? Sorry about that, my brother. This is Mr. Porter
Yes.
known for my facts. Not lying, not demeaning anybody's name. Because someone could tell you, all of them who are be talking, we could expose them, We know them, But we are decent people. We don't go down that way to demean them and say, what is the background like? We don't do that. We do just what you all are doing. Bring the facts to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. And people, don't be fooled with 50,000 jobs. Don't be fooled with these places that they are saying that they're going to get rid of. They couldn't do that in 3 years, 5 years and 3 months, 14 days. They couldn't do that. They couldn't pay the civil servants. They did not pay the police $1 million. Or you remember what was the
Yes, sir.
And it has people all over the place saying, bring back this lady. Shameless are there, Sharon and company. Thank you very much for allowing me this contribution.
And Mr. Porter Spain?
Yes, my dear brother.
Before you leave, I want you to remember this when they talk to you. Remind them of the words of Harry Truman. You cannot get rich in politics unless you're a crook.
Yes. Thank you very much to the panel today. I stay locked on, listening to facts, not lies, not fake news. Some of them wearing tight pants. I'm wondering whether or not we reach back to the days when tight pants was allowing you to believe that you're not what you believe is the truth, what you believe is lies. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
For allowing me this contribution.
Thank you, Mr. Porter Spain.
We see in hope, we see in future. So when you vote, use your PNM finger, Lord. We see in hope, we see in future. So when you vote,
I don't know what about this. I don't know if it's the beat. It just send me kind of crazy. And you know, for who don't know, my thing is my truck and my mic on for election. Oh gosh, I just can't get away from that. The heart of God.
Tell you to pass it to the Pune.
Of course, I tell you, I come in. I come in.
When you vote, you should be in the finger.
Brother Sterling, boy. He gone. Brother Sterling, where you gone?
No more analytica, tobacco, nobody.
Caller, good afternoon.
Sharon, morning.
Donkey.
Morning to the panel. Sharon, you cut me off just now.
By mistake.
By mistake. I see boy, a whole hour trying to get on to this show. It's hot like supper.
By mistake.
I tell you what I want to say. Good show as usual. And you have a good panel there with you.
Yeah.
They're talking facts in the field. I want to thank the Prime Minister for his leadership role. He's a leader, true leader. He's an economist too, you know, because he gets a lot done with little. And we had to roll out Sharon because the election bell has rung.
Yes.
We had to roll out all the things that this government has done from 2015 to now. You think? As Miss the lady in Tobago said, we had to let the people know what they're voting for. With the little that the government had, they turned around the economy, you understand, with the astute leadership of the Minister of Finance and the guidance of Dr. Rowley. And he have done a lot. He have done a lot of projects, and we had to roll it out and let the people see and know what they're voting for. Because he's done a lot in that 5 years. Right? That's what I want to say today. And we had to let the youth and them get organized who could vote 18 years, that they have their ID ready and they with the finger ready. Right? And let me roll out the facts. And let it know what they vote for. Not misguided promises. What they said the last time, serve the people. They serve themselves and they run on the treasury. Right?
Thank
Good
you very
program.
much.
Yeah, that's what I want to say today. You have a good day.
Thank you very much. Let me say good afternoon to Diane Robinson. She said good morning. Well, it was morning that time. Everyone in the studio, thanks for all info given, feeding us daily with it until the 10th of August p.m. And we'll continue to do so after that. Brother Sterling, hold on, don't let go. Good afternoon. Brother Sterling?
Good afternoon, Miss Sharon Felix.
What going on?
Well, I hear suffering a little bit.
Oh, God, don't suffer now, man.
Well, I must suffer because I can't get in.
Oh, God.
Good morning, Alan.
Morning. Evening.
Dominic.
Hey, greetings, boss.
Peace and blessings to hear your voice, Mr. Chance.
Morning, Brother Sterling.
Morning to the General, morning to the Professor. And Mr.
Pilgrim.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Peace and blessings. First time hearing your voice on this powerful radio station will bring facts and truth.
Well, it's an honor to be
Thanks for
here.
being around.
Yes, thank you.
And thanks for being around serious people. Thanks again, because I done see is a serious person in your deliveries. But Mr. Chance?
Yes, sir.
These are people I've been warned about since in the times of the father of the nation. I've been warned by the father of the nation about putting these people in power in Trinidad and Tobago. Because he reminds me that these people are here for money, land, and power. And the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago did just that. That's why we had a rough ride between 2010 and 2015. Because these people were never a people of country or people. They was all about themselves. They always, as I always say, they believe Trinidad and Tobago had belongs to them and no one else. But Sister Jenny, I give thanks to my Prime Minister
And I give thanks to the Attorney General in 2015, Sister Jenny. That's why today I could light a split and then I don't watch behind my back. So I give thanks to the Prime Minister and the Attorney General of Trinidad and Tobago. Thanks in 2015 and I'm about to bless them in 2020 from August 10th.
Yes.
That's the next blessing and the next good survival to keep citizens of Trinidad and Tobago safe, because as Sister Jenny spread it out, today, all of us, 3 how much million could have been under the earth today?
Yes.
So let we thank the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, let we thank the Health Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, let we thank the medical institution at Trinidad and Tobago. But put Trinidad and Tobago was Germany, you know, but it becomes Trinidad and Tobago. First in the world.
Yes.
Plenty want to know how we discover or how we did what we did to be safe as a people in the sitting on the next part of the world. Thanks again. And thanks again to everybody. And Mr. Chance.
Yes, sir.
It's not that they didn't want plenty, you know. They wanted more. That's why they give me 5 years, 3 months, and 14 days. So the expand on me was to get more. But as I say, as my brother say, when you want a revolution, try and pick the right leader. Well, I pick the right leader, and the revolution will start. Thanks again, Mr. and Felix, and thanks again to the panel. Enough education, enough knowledge. So citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, this is only one chance. Come August 10th. Thanks again to the panel. Blessings, Ms. Sharon. Have a safe and blessed day.
And Brother Sterling.
Mr. Chancellor.
Brother Sterling, remind them when you talk to them before this election, remind them of the words of Dr. Rowley. And let me say it again. He uttered those words on the 7th of the 5th, 2019. Hear what he said. We are rejecting the corruption of the past. Yeah. We are building a new society.
Of course.
We are not hiding behind race or religion.
Yeah.
We are standing behind the red, white, and black of Trinidad and Tobago. We are all in this together.
And I is not in love with office.
Thank you very much.
Again, Mr. Chan.
Thank you.
You know, Sharon, I just wanted to make one point, that another indication of good leadership is being able to do a lot with little. And what the PNM has done over the past 5 years. Do you remember when the roof of the president's house caved in and embarrassed the whole of Trinidad and Tobago? And Kamala did nothing about it. She rented a place for the then president.
She rented? Mr. Aaron Pilgrim rented? The president stayed at the government quarters and still was given an allowance of $20-something thousand a month. And the state was taking care of him.
And then the state was also paying for a place in Flagstaff.
Yes.
For him and his staff.
And his staff and security.
But look at this. I mean, with the little that Rowley inherited and so on in 2015. We have a brand new spanking red house that we could be proud of. The president's house is back in shape. We have Whitehall, which Kamala wants to go into. She didn't care about Whitehall. She wouldn't even occupy the prime minister's official residence, claiming that her house was bigger and better, and that she could.
So she put his sister and the nephews and them to stay.
And using the helicopter at great cost to fly from
the Philippines.
From the Philippines to the Philippines in Siparia to Port of Spain. I mean, at every turn, you could look at what the PNM has done between 2010 and 2015, not only to
between
ensure
2015 and 2020.
Between 2015 and between 2015, they did all that from 2010 too. But the point is that there could have been nothing to look back on. We could have been at the IMF, as one of the callers said. Barbados and Jamaica had to rely on that sort of punitive solution, and people could really have been bawling. But look at where we are now. People could say, hey, we're safe, and we're healthy, and we're alive. And still they want to go and vote for Kamala? My God.
Your God is right. Mr. Archer, Tobago.
Good day. How you do?
A day.
Who is the guest that you have? I want Mr. Chance, good day.
Good day, sir.
Honorable Mr. Chance, good day.
Good day, sir.
And you have Mr. Errol Pilgrim.
Mr. Pilgrim, well, you get plenty family in Tobago too. Pilgrim, you have the whole of all fields. All fields is your family, Pilgrim, and then.
Okay, nice.
We had a Pilgrim was our assemblyman.
Nice to hear from you.
You have Dominic, and we have Jenny.
Honorable Dominic.
Greetings.
You're the honorable to be going on, Dominic.
Yes, sir. I've taken that.
And Jenny.
I get up from Mr. Archer.
You and your wife get this evening.
Mr. Archer, you have 2 minutes, eh?
All right. Well, let me know
We're
where
getting ready to leave. Yeah.
Well, you know the election bell ring was wrong. Or you want to pronounce it?
It ring.
Sharon, there's a political party in Tobago I'm talking about, a Tobago-based party, and the only thing, we have 6 Tobago-based parties, past 2 Tobago, with the same mantra. The first one was NER, it was DSC, ended up in NER, 33, nothing was done. Nothing. Have the opportunity to change. All the others just come and go. Now we have a man here. We come like a parasite. Try to be a parasite. But we're going to take care of that when the day comes. Now, Sharon, this man walking all about in Tobago and say Christian rule. But I will deal with that another day. But our campaign in Tobago starts. We're ready and ready. We're kicking well. And I want to tell Tobago now, we are going with Shampakozo and Miss Rex Roy. Nothing else, nothing more than the both candidates for the PNM. We're ready.
And we're ready. Leave it right there.
If you have more things to talk, I will talk to you tomorrow.
All right, darling. All right, so we want to give Mr. Pilgrim an opportunity to close off because we are custom here.
Yes.
But Mr. Pilgrim, you have now been drawn into the titles of democracy. So when the city call you have to come, eh?
Thank you very much.
So guys, we have 40 seconds. This is where we leave it for today. Stay tuned for the second part of the roundtable discussions.
All I want to say is that I feel very honored to be among this distinguished panel of people here at 91.9, and that it was a pleasure talking to you out there, the listeners, and hoping that we could make some kind of impact, and hope that you would go for the truth and honesty rather than go for pipe dreams that are being brought your way by none other than the UNC and the leader. We have evidence of the leadership that Dr. Rowley has commanded, particularly within this period of crisis that has overtaken the world. We have a situation where the world has been calling on Dr. Rowley, world leaders, to find out what he has done to ensure the safety or the success of his response to COVID-19, where everybody now is feeling safe and assured of his leadership and the direction that he has set. He has led this country.
Thank you very much, Mr. Pilgrim. Guys, we gone.
Instagram at Iwer George. Facebook, Neil Iwer George. And YouTube, Iwer TV. It's Iwer Stage.
Renting a car in Tobago should be quick, affordable, and easy.
Wow.
Here at Onia Rentals, we make the process as simple as possible by using our easy e-sign-up. Yep, we can sign you up from just about anywhere using our tablets. See? All done. And everything goes straight into the cloud. Yeah, you're on your way. Are you coming to Tobago? Book your car rental with us and enjoy the most affordable rates in Tobago. But hurry, because cars go pretty fast. Call 361-1042. That's 361-1042. One more time, 361-1042. O'Neill Auto Rentals, Tobago, taking you further.
This is The Street, the all-new 919 FM.
By far, radio is still the best way to get more for your advertising dollar. Millions of people listen to radio every day. Why not advertise on radio? It's cheaper. It reaches the highest potential audience. It's time efficient and it works. Handpick the people you want to receive your advertising message. Advertise on the street. 919 FM. The MFO service says.
Survey said. Number one answer.
We're the fastest growing radio station.
We are The Street, the new Street 919 FM.
So call us now to book your spots. 628-4531.
Looking for a safe and relaxed professional massage therapist and nutritionist? Look no further. Nature's Touch with Empress Judy and Associates offers a natural approach to better health. Treat yourself to a professional massage therapy and nutrition advice in a safe and relaxed atmosphere. Rejuvenate your body, mind, and soul at Nature's Touch Therapy. For an appointment, please call or WhatsApp 1-868-398-8282 or visit our Facebook page. Remember, your health is our responsibility at Nature's Touch.
Happy Hour is back at Jenny's on the Boulevard. This time, we're not offering 10%, but 30% off drinks. Monday to Thursday, 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Get 30% off beers, Carib, Stag, Caribbean, Guinness, and Heineken. 30% off rum, White Oak, Black Label, Absolute Vodka, and Blue Vodka. 30% off cocktails, margaritas, mojitos, Jenny's Long Island Iced Tea, and daiquiris. Also enjoy 10% discount every Friday and Saturday on sushi. And guess what? Our COVID specials remain. Ask for specials on takeout. Specials include 12% off all government ministry orders, 20% off desserts. Choose from our famous Chinese-style express buffet, the American menu, burgers, ribs, and more. Italian menu, pasta, and more. Feel like dining? Our in-house dining is back. Visit Jenny's on the Boulevard today. And do not forget to ask for specials. Opening daily between the hours of 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Call us today at 625-1807, 395-3757, or 488-8800. Jenny's on the Boulevard for all your Chinese, American, and Italian needs.
We now take you live to church radio with Pastor Morris Johnson of the Church of the Firstborn Assembly. We know the street because we talk to the street.
Come talk with us on the Street 919 FM.
pleasant good afternoon, loyal listeners of the Street 91.9 FM. Due to some technical difficulties, we're having some technical difficulties, but in a few minutes we'll get it fixed and we'll take you over to the Church of the Firstborn Assembly with Pastor Johnson.